In this lecture, we're going to cover another method by which we can build and maintain our own mini process miner. In this case, we're going to vibe code it using Gemini in Google AI Studio. To get started, all you need is a Google account, for example, an email address by Gmail. Then you either go to Google AI Studio or just click on this link where you can access a process mining tool that I created using AI Studio. So I click on it. I'm getting this message here because I am already signed in with a Google account on this browser. I'm going to confirm my account. And there we have it, the process mining tool created using Google AI Studio. So how this one works is that the part over here, this white square, that's the actual tool, whereas the part over here, this is a chat interface that I can use to update the code for this tool. So if I'm going to use it as a tool, I just click here on full screen and I start uploading my information. I now uploaded a sample dataset for process mining. And look at the results. It gives us the key statistics, some graphs. If you click over here, you will see that there is a process map. You can see the process starts with a first consultation, then the X-ray, blood test, physical test, a second consultation, a medical intervention, and a final consult. So this is a very cool process mining tool created by Google AI Studio. And if I'm missing a feature or if I want to add something to this, the only thing I have to do is just exit the full screen mode, go over here, and add my next wish that I want for a feature. So in this case, I'm going to try something out. What I want to do is I want to create a feature that groups activities together. So in the sense that X-ray scan, blood test, and physical test are all grouped together as diagnostics. Let's try that out. I'm going to click over here. All right, so I'm going to zoom in on the prompt here for you to watch. The prompt is as follows. Please create a function so that in the DFG graph, which stands for directly follows graph, I can group activities together and rename that group to a category name of activities. I'm going to press enter. And then Gemini is going to find a way to upgrade this software and add the button that I required to it. You can see here the thought process, and it is still running. All right, so it says that the app is now ready. So I'm going to simply try it out again. Going back in full screen mode, upload my test CSV file, my event log. Now we go to the process map, and let's see if there's a new button or ability to group things together. Aha, I see it over here. See, there's now a new thing over here that I can group things together. So I'm going to group them together like this. I'm going to put physical test, X-ray scan, and blood test together. I'm going to call it diagnostics. I will click on create category. And there we have it. Let me check out these sliders over here. So now you see that our process mining graph has been updated to include a new feature called activity grouping that allows us to then group these 3 activities together under diagnostics. That is really cool, and I would say definitely a very powerful feature to have right at your fingertips. Also, in the directly follows graph, if I want to change things, I can just click here for different metrics. For example, case metrics. You can see here the amount of cases. Or I can also select the throughput time. So as you can see, this is a completely different way of thinking about process mining. But I would encourage you to try to approach your process mining problems next time through this interface by Google AI Studio. And consider this here is the space where we are creating and testing out our software. And over here on the left, the chat interface, that's where I ask for new features. It's very cool, very powerful, and it makes it very fun to vibe code your own process mining tools. At any time when you are ready to create a copy, you can just click here on Copy App and create like a backup or a different version or a different fork of the same software you've been working on, because you just want to create different backups and versions of it so that in case anything goes wrong, you can always go back to an earlier version of the same software. All right, thanks for watching.
Okay, let's talk about process mining, because everything you thought you knew has completely changed. So, if you're one of the people who learned this stuff by endlessly clicking through enterprise software, well, guess what? That whole era is over. Done. See, the old way, it was all about fighting with licenses and clunky user interfaces. The new way, it's all about your own thinking and your own logic. So what's the big deal? What caused this massive shift? It's actually super simple. AI changed everything. The workflow now is just different. You can vibe code your own analyses, just kind of talk to the AI. You upload your data directly, and you can go from raw logs to real, actual insight in just a few minutes. And this new approach, we're calling it process intelligence. It doesn't care what tool you use, it was born for AI, and yeah, it's totally future-proof. All those old roadblocks are just gone. Forget about paywalls. Forget about getting lost in confusing click paths.
Now it's just you, your data, and the AI working together.
So with all this power, the only question left is, are you ready to find out what's really going on? Ready to find the truth?